What's up, everybody? Welcome to this emergency podcast of Bronx Muchachos. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight we got with us Dave.
What's going on, everybody? Happy
We got
Christmas
Danny.
Eve.
Here, what's good, everybody?
And of course, we got our brother from another mother from Prospects 1500, Paul.
Hey, good evening, guys.
All right, guys, you know the drill. Please remember to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff on Apple Podcasts. Remember, and if you can't get it there, listen to us anywhere else you get it from us. Also, like to thank Lids for sponsoring this whole thing. Please check out our link tree for the codes that to use online. Our link tree is linktree/Real Bronx Muchachos. So we got Dave over there, little down. I don't know why. I think today we all know everyone knows what went on, but you know what? We solidified our chances going to the World Series. We got Frankie Montas. We got Efros, whatever the hell his first name is, and we got Lou Trevino to add on to Benintendi from last week. These are championship moves that were made, fellas. Championship moves, and guess what? We didn't give up Dominguez. We didn't give up Volpe. We didn't give up Austin Wells, and we didn't give up Oswald Peraza. Those are big W's, my friend. Those are big W's. Dave, I know you're sitting there. I'll let you go first, my friend. These are championship moves. That's all I'm saying. Championship moves.
Yeah, championship moves, and you gave up 3/5 of your starting rotation for 2024 and beyond, I believe. Listen, overall, good moves. I'm a little upset because my favorite left-handed prospect, Kevin Waldachuk, went to the Oakland Athletics this afternoon for Frankie Montas. I was really hoping to see him pitch to the Bronx one day. When you start drawing comparisons to Andy Pettitte and people of that nature this early on in your career, it's kind of hard not to get, as our good friend Chris from Bronx Baseball and Beer calls it, emotionally attached. Waldachuk this year was 6-3, 2.71 ERA, 17 games and starts, 76.1 innings pitched, 116 strikeouts, to 33 walks and an opposing batting average of 196. That's why I'm a little upset. Dylan Hayden Wisniewski, his numbers in AAA were kind of rocky, so I'm okay with that. Getting Scott Efros from the Cubs, who's under team control for the next, I believe, 5 years it is, or something ridiculous. Hard-throwing right-hander to go with Lou Trevino from the Oakland Athletics. Yankees got these guys because they're Astros killers. They have basically been brought here to neutralize Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman. I was on the B3 guys' live feed this afternoon, and I think Scott was saying that Altuve is like 1-4 off of Trevino this season. So I'm all for bringing in Astros kryptonite, whatever it gets us past Houston. But JP Sears, we kind of had a feeling he was going to get traded at some point for somebody, just because of his numbers in the minors, and he can hold his own at the major league level. We've seen that this year. Middle of the rotation guy, probably a 3 or 4 starter. So good luck to him. But trying to be happy about this. I'm a little concerned about Montas' injury history with his shoulder. Hopefully that's over and done with. Danny, keep plugging your ears all you want. But
I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm being patient. I'm going to let you finish.
So overall, we'll see how this shakes out. And hopefully Gallo's not here by tomorrow afternoon. That would make all this okay. So moving on.
Wait. Are me and Danny on the same page on this? We're good with these trades? That doesn't happen too much.
I'm great. Well, first off, I want to say this publicly because I said this off air. I'm going to say it on air too. While Alex, Mark, Paul, and all the other Yankee fans are celebrating a World Series win, Dave's going to be sitting back in the background yelling for Ken Waldachuk and vying for his bro. I don't care about Ken
Obviously
Waldachuk.
You don't.
I don't care about Luis Medina. We said this last week. In order to get a guy like Montas, who's, when it comes to starting pitchers in this market, Castillo is hands down number 1, but Montas is a very close number 2. And we said it last week. Waldachuk and Medina, in order to not give up a guy like Peraza, has to go on this deal. So I'm all for it. Get me ring number 28. Montas helps up with that. Efros helps up with that. And we'll see what we can get from Trevino. Like, he's had really good success in the past. This year, his numbers are really inflated.
Yeah, this year his numbers are atrocious. He's got over a 6 ERA, but
Matt
he's
Blake
playing for Oakland.
Blake.
And also, the expected numbers are a lot better. Like, there's a huge difference between his expected numbers and underlying stats. Like, his FIP is like a 3.84 compared to a 6.4. That's a huge, huge difference between ERA and FIP. And you have a lot more control with your FIP than you do with the ERA. So, I love all these trades. Bringing Benny Blanco to the Bronx, putting him in left field. You know, we're not going to be seeing no more Gallo. We're going to be seeing a lot more Matt Carpenter. And hopefully once Giancarlo gets healthy, we're going to see a lot less of Donaldson. So I love these trades, man. Bring me 28. Yo, I don't care about these prospects.
No,
I don't.
I get what you're saying too, but I don't want to see like my whole thing is like Paul and I were talking about this this afternoon before we jumped on, and you know, I just don't want to see. We've only produced literally 2 starting pitchers out of our farm system in the last 5 seasons, or longer than that, maybe in the last 10 years. You got Severino, you got Montgomery, you got Herman, who keeps doing the whole bouncing back and forth thing between the rotation and the bullpen. Same thing with Clark. Same thing with God, I'm blanking on names here. This is just great.
Mr. Cortez is the starting pitcher.
And Cortez. But, you know, I just don't want to see this organization get to a point where you're constantly trading away starting pitching talent just to fill the needs of the now. Like, I don't want to see us get to a point where it was back between 2012 and 2014 where we had nothing in the farm system to rely on in case stuff hits the fan. That's all I'm saying.
That's what we buy starting pitching. Playoff teams buy starting pitching.
So,
okay, well, hopefully they do good and they're able to re-sign them, because if you gave up all that just to have a 2-year rental, that's not worth it to me.
Yeah, but 4 years from now, when Waldichuk is ready, and then 2 more years after that,
Ken Waldichuk's probably going to be pitching in MLB for the Oakland Athletics next season.
Oakland's gonna sell again when his contract's ready, so we can just go buy him again if we really want him.
Exactly. If Waldichuk is really worth anything, like Paul's saying, in 4 or 5 years, when he's actually worth something, we'll reacquire him with the money, because that's what the Yankees do, and that's what playoff teams do. They don't really develop starting pitching. It's so hard in this game to develop starting pitching. I don't think you can name any team over the past 10 years to really develop a starting pitcher that's like an ace, besides like a Verlander and those kind of, you know, once in a lifetime generation type of dudes, Kershaw. But for the most part, every major league team is having problems developing starting pitching.
I think that the reason you saw all these pitchers traded away today was after drafting so many of them. They're all college prospects. All those kids can fill in these holes in 2 years anyway. The Drew Thorpes of the world, all these guys they're gonna rush them to the big leagues, hopefully, and it works out, or rush them towards the top of the minor league system, because they're all college kids. They're all already way advanced. You ain't got to dilly around with the Florida Coast League. You ain't got to dilly around with any of that stuff. You could just put them right in low A or right in A, and they should be ready to go. So I think you're just filling in those spots in 2 or 3 years anyway.
And what I like to say to those guys, thank you for your service. I heard that all the time in the military. Thank you for your service, guys. You did your job. You did your job as prospect.
I just have mixed feelings about it. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you one thing. My mixed feelings is this. I think was Newski a little bit overpay to get Efros? Maybe that's it. But I mean, to get Montas and Trevino, and to keep our top 4 prospects, I'm not prospect. I'm very attached. You know, Danny and I always talk prospects. Paul and I talk prospects a lot. You know, I love the prospects. I always look forward to seeing what we can bring up from our farm system. But if this puts us over the top right now, I'm in. I'm 100% in. You tell me who's got a better rotation going? First three guys in a series. You got Cole, you got Montas, and right now you got Nestor. Who's topping that?
It's pretty hard to beat. The only team that could be even close is Houston, because they got Verlander and Framber, and those 2 guys those are really tough guys. But Montas neutralizes. You know, a Cole versus Verlander in a game 1 type of situation in the Bronx, with the Yankees having the chance for the last at bat. You know, bullpen. Hopefully, a guy like hopefully Chapman never sees Houston, but Loizaga,
Yeah, we don't need to
Efros,
see that again.
Holmes, those guys. Efros is nasty, bro. That's a huge pickup, and we got 5 years of control.
Yeah.
3 options as well if he doesn't work out.
Man,
That's always a plus, having those options.
let's do it. I'm here. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. This is huge. Like going into this deadline, we all spoke about relief pitchers. We got 2 of them. Trevino obviously has, like we stated before, those issues, but having Efros that could be from 6 through 8 and get out both righties and lefties. He's only given up 2 homers this year in 44 innings. They're both to lefties. He hasn't given up a homer to a righty and 118 at bats against them. Like he's the real deal. Coming from the sidearm, slider, changeup, sinker. I've seen some highlights today against Jorge Alfaro from San Diego. There was a ball at his hip, and Alfaro was swinging at it, and then he threw him a slider that was in the other batter's box, and he was swinging at that too. Like, yo, this is such a huge deal for the Yankees, and it really puts us in a position to win a World Series. And I think the team is responding today. Put up a six spot against Marco Gonzalez, who's been pitching well. He has come into the game at like a 3-something ERA. So
that was a moonshot
team is ready.
Rizzo earlier.
Man,
So the way I always see
hot
it,
too.
yeah, you're right about that. But the way I see it is like this, right? When the Yankees, when we'll go back to the '90s dynasty, they went to the margins. They had all the main parts, but they just made the margins better. So they just added on. Right now, in the past week, what have we done? We added on another contact left-handed hitter who plays good defense in Benintendi. You put on a top of the rotation starter. Yes, he has injury history, but guess what? Every starter has an injury history with them, and they're all ticking time bombs. Then you got 2 more relief pitchers where we desperately now needed relief pitching. We hit all the marks where we needed to hit. Anything else we do right now is just icing on the cake. I know Jack Curry said that by this time tomorrow, don't expect Joey Gallo to be on the team. That right, as we get Dave happy again here.
Where's my horse? Where's it?
Hopefully after tomorrow we'll never have to break that horse out again.
Hopefully by tomorrow we're burying that thing.
But these are the type of moves that we got to do. Yeah, these are the moves that we had to make. We couldn't get Luis Castillo. That was Dave and Danny and I have been talking about that for years. That was the number 1 target. That had to be the number 1 target because he's that nasty. And to save a Volpe, which he could possibly be your starting pitcher, starting shortstop possibly next year. Even though I think truly Peraza is, because Paul, I was telling you about that one. I think that starting spring training, if there's no other deals where Peraza's in, that there should be an open competition between IKF, Peraza, and Volpe, and best man wins it out. And there shouldn't be money involved. There shouldn't be anything. Get the best person up there, because I think Peraza could overtake IKF for that job right then and there.
I think what you're going to see next year is Marwin Gonzalez is probably gone after the season. IKF goes to the bench. Peraza goes to shortstop. Donaldson at third. They probably hold on to Carpenter to fill that role at third and in the outfield off the bench. And then in 2024, you'll probably see Peraza move to third and Volpe go to short. And Donaldson goes bye-bye.
I think.
Well, why not put Volpe at third? If everyone's saying Peraza is that good of a shortstop right now, why
do you
move
think
him off
Volpe
short?
will be able to make the throw from third to first?
His arm strength has improved a lot.
I've been hearing that too.
You saw him play a couple of days ago. So when I saw him in spring training, it was kind of suspect coming from shortstop. But this, again, was in spring training. So lots changed between now and then.
I've been reading something where I've heard that originally Yankees didn't think he could stick at short because he couldn't make the throws. Now they're saying he's put the muscle on where he's going to grow out of short. So think of the left side of your infield with Peraza at short, Volpe at third base. Both of them in their under 25 years old.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? That's 10 years right there. That's what the Mets wish they had with Jose Reyes and David Wright.
Yeah. Let's hope it comes to fruition. But I'm gonna say this again. I think I'm gonna die on this one, but I'm comparing Volpe to Jose Ramirez type because of the profile. Shorter dudes. I mean, Ramirez is stockier, yes, but Ramirez had speed and power playing second base. Volpe could do the same things at third. And I see that power speed combination playing a big role and him heading towards the top of that lineup for a long time.
What about you, Paul? What do you think about some of the I know you and I've talked off air about these moves.
I mean,
Go for it.
thought that I was pretty happy with. Besides for the efforts thing, I thought Hayden was a little too much for him. I think. I mean, he literally has like a year and a half of proof under his belt, and we don't know if he can handle New York either. I mean, in the minor leagues, he was a little shaky, and then he changed the arm slot. That's what I was reading. So the arm slot move has worked out really well for him. I would rather see David Robertson come back, somebody that we've seen in New York, proven in New York, proven right now. He probably wouldn't have cost as much because he's last year of control this year. So he probably wouldn't have cost as much either. That's just me personally. Again, I just want to hold on to that prospect. I want one of the starting pitchers type of thing. Not going to die on the horse, though. If he works out, great. Hayden, goodbye. Good luck in Chicago. Otherwise, I'm good with everything for the most part.
Wisniewski's slider is just
like
a
I
frisbee,
told Dave and Mark earlier. Like, we didn't lose the top 4 guys. You still have an opportunity to make a move tomorrow with one of those top 4 guys if you want it. If there's something out there that piques your interest the last second with an hour to go, you still have those options of calling about those guys. They're still all there. The first 5, 8 guys are still all there.
Yeah, you still got bullets in the chamber.
Yeah, supposedly, the Nats don't like Volpe, but I can go and I can turn that into
Dude, those comments just like blew my mind. I was like, do these guys in DC even know what they're even talking about? Like, okay.
I still have the other.
Good luck to you.
As Mark said, I still have J Dom there. I still have Faraz. I still have Wells all there. So, like, all my core pieces on the batting side are still there. And I still have some decent pitching prospects as well, like Gomez and a few others that are still sitting there with maybe somebody likes them a little more than the Yankees. Maybe somebody likes them a little more than another team. So you still have the people there, which is fine. And like I agree with Danny. Go sell it. Go get 28, man. You have no reason not to. You have the best record in baseball right now. You have a couple injury issues that you're going to work through, and they're going to get better. Chapman looks like he's starting to work to himself. He's looking a little bit better in the last couple outings. No problem with it. So, just deep in the lineup, deep in the bullpen a little bit.
Like this Yankees of old is one of sorry to cut you off, Danny.
No, you're good.
This is the Yankees of old. This is when they should have done this in 2019, and they didn't do it in 2019. They're going to put the foot on everyone's throat and going to push forward, and this is how you do it.
Right.
You make yourself stronger in the most important spots. Got yourself another, like you said, got Benintendi. He's possibly a rental. I mean, he's still only 27 years old, but guess what? He can hit for contact, which is what you need in this lineup. You don't need the boppers anymore. Obviously, Joey, obviously, and you're right, lefty. You could see that Joey Gallen didn't work out at all, and you got him for another lefty pop. Don't need that. You got enough guys that can pop in this lineup. Got yourself another top of the rotation starter. Pair with Garrett Cole, and hopefully when Sevy comes back, that just even lengthens out that starting rotation further. Go Cole, Montas, Sevy, Nestor, and then worry about your fifth guy at that point, because even when you get to the playoffs, you don't need a fifth starter. You just go 1 through 4 every time. You got yourself bullpen help.
I will say this though, that bullpen is sick. They literally took a page out of the 2017 Astros playbook, where they theoretically have turned the game in the postseason into pretty much a 4-inning game, if you really think about it. If Montgomery gets into trouble, bring in Schmidt, and then you bring in the heavy hitters in the back end of the bullpen. I mean, kind of nasty when you think about it going forward.
These are the things. These are the moves that win the ring. And this is going to have the residual effect, I think, going forward too, because then it's going to be, they're going to have money in the offseason. They're going to get their keep Judge, and guess what? Now you're going to have everyone else looking at them going, "Oh, the Yankees are back." If they win, when they win this title, these moves right now will show to everyone, "Oh, they're back. They're willing to make the moves now. They're not sitting on their hands anymore. It's not everyone's sitting there ripping Cashman. Everyone's ripping Hal. Oh, you're not spending money. You're not doing this. Brian Cashman's prospect hugging. No, he traded. He got guys that he needed. He overspent a little bit as we are talking about, but he didn't overspend. He didn't get rid of the top 4 guys for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, we still have shortstop of future, left hand side of the infield for the future, outfielder of the future, catcher, first baseman of the future still there. I mean, we got plenty of guys there, and we got people that we can then move next year if we need it. We still have all that we still have all that capital to move.
2 things I want to touch on really quick. You guys have both mentioned David. I think Marlon Gonzalez could be gone tomorrow.
Really?
I think that could be your DFA guy tomorrow. I mean, he's batting 222, and if they do end up trading away Gallo, I think Marlon goes with it.
So you think Peraza could be up in the major leagues tomorrow?
I mean, I don't need a backup shortstop. Really, I have Gleyber Torres sitting there too. I have IKF and Gleyber. I can always use Gleyber if I need it.
But if they wanted to, in theory,
healthy, Marlon Gonzalez is off that roster tomorrow because you still have John Carlos sitting there. You still have Mark Carpenter that can play second and third and first, and now he's getting corner outfield reps. I don't need Marlon Gonzalez at this point.
Yeah, but if they get rid of
you would
Gallo,
have no backup shortstop, is what I'm saying.
But if they get rid of Gallo, then you don't have to worry about getting rid of anybody. You could because
I'm not a fan of Marwin at 222. I think he's just wasting space. I can cold call up Peraza if I want and let him just get a couple swings and back up shortstop if I wanted to. I think he's wasting a little bit of space. If we can get something better, whether if it's in the rotation and or in the bullpen again, and you need a spot, Marwin's your guy.
I think if we're going to bring up Peraza, he's going to get every day at bats.
No, I agree. He
He's
has to
going to
get
be taking
but I'm just thinking of
IKF spot.
if you had to call up another shortstop, if IKF got hurt, if Gleyber got hurt, that's your guy. I'd rather have him over Marwin on a permanent basis if one of those 2 guys go and get hurt. And then I want to touch on Mark's point about Benintendi. Go ahead, sign that. If he works out in New York, you have to sign him to an extension, whether it's 15 to 18 a year, not much more than that. I think like 15's your number a year for like 3 years.
He would definitely be worth it if he works out.
Yeah, even going like nothing more than 18. I mean, even get him 17 across 3 years. I mean, done deal.
Right.
And he'll still be young enough that he can go out and get another contract for himself.
Yep, something a little bit bigger in New York, something bigger somewhere else.
Yeah, and it still gives you stopgaps for all the other guys we have in the system as well.
Yeah.
If I'm Scott Boras, I'm saying 520.
20 year and 5 years.
5 years, 100 million.
For Benintendi, if I'm Scott, that's his agent, right?
Yeah,
Scott Boras.
I think so.
Yeah, but I mean,
they may settle for that 17 to 18, but that'll be my initial ask. Yeah, that'll be my initial ask.
5 years, maybe a little too much. I mean, he's still quite young, but
he's 27.
Yeah.
But
theoretically, he's hitting his prime right now.
Exactly. So I'm looking at that 5-year mark right there. Chappie's that first at bat looked good. He just gave a base hit to Winker, but seeing him here in the 7th, I think that's a sign of things to come, and that may be somewhere where he settles into, and get him. Let's say we face Houston, and in the 7th inning we got 7, 8, 9 coming up. I feel comfortable with him facing Christian Vasquez now in that 7 hole or maybe in that 9 hole. Who else is on that team? Jeremy Pena and Trey Mancini. Oh man, they're all right-handed. I don't know. That's tough right there. So we'll see. How do you guys feel about Houston's moves? They got Trey Mancini and Christian Vasquez.
I think them getting Vasquez was interesting. I think they acquired Vasquez because I think they're expecting to face the Yankees in the postseason. So they went and got a catcher that knows how to pitch to us. And let's be honest, Maldonado just isn't. He's good on defense. He's been good on defense for them. He's handled that pitching staff for a while now. Just the bat's not there, and I think he's 38 years old. I'm really happy for Trey Mancini, given everything that he went through with the colon cancer and all of that finally got an opportunity to play in the postseason and potentially play for a World Series. Just, hopefully they don't wreck us in the process of doing that. Hopefully the shoe's on the other foot this time around. But yeah, very interesting moves. Tampa Bay was going to be in the market for a center fielder. Them DFAing Brent Phillips is really a kind of a head scratcher. He's been
He was
doing decent
horrible.
for them in the outfield. From what
Bro.
every time I've seen him play,
He was like 0 for 58 or something like
He was
that.
a pretty
Like,
pitcher the couple times he got some reps.
yeah, that's true. A couple of times they got blown out.
I mean, I'll say, well, he came out, 2020 postseason, he really, shot out of the gates, but he never, it was lightning in a bottle. He never caught that again. Like last year, he wasn't that good. This year, he's just been worse. I mean,
that whole team has just been categorically bad. I mean, they got an entire major league bullpen on the IL right now. So I mean, between the bad breaks they've gotten with Wander Franco's injuries and them basically dropping every single fly ball that was hit to him in the outfield.
You see the one with Trey Mancini's was inside the park home run when it hit Josh Lowe right in the face.
Yeah.
Well,
at least he's not like Jared Duran where he's just like staring at it as the left fielder goes and runs for it. And they're getting an inside the park grand slam. That one blew my mind completely. I'm like, they did what? And I see the video and Duran's just standing there looking at it like, dude.
Then walk into the ball. Not even
running for it. Like, bro, what are you doing?
He took 2 steps
the ball.
Buster.
Oh man. A couple of other moves around baseball that have been interesting. Joe Musgrove signed that 5-year, $100 million extension by the Padres. Padres pried away Josh Hader from the Milwaukee Brewers.
Wow.
That's a big move.
Huge.
The Padres are going all. Padres pushed all their chips in. They're going all in.
Rumors are swirling that Juan Soto might be going to the Dodgers by tomorrow.
Padres didn't give up all their top guys too. They still got Abrams. They still got Mackenzie Gore to throw in the deal. Yep. And then also just before we got on here, Austin Riley signed just did a 10-year, $212 million extension.
Yep.
Wow. So I think that's the end of Dansby Swanson in Atlanta as well.
Hey, Bogarts could end up going to Atlanta.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, Alex? Thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, sorry I came in a little late. Other previous engagements going on.
I got you.
Life.
It happens.
So, tell us how you feel about this. About these guys getting traded. We kind of gave our 2 cents.
Bye, Felicia's. Bye, Felicia's, and hello to and welcome to the new guys. I really, really, really don't care what we got rid of. Like, got rid of it, whatever. I don't care. If the moves gives us the ring at the end, that's all that matters. That is the name of the game. It ain't playoffs because playoffs are we know we made playoffs. Only thing I believe all 5 of us and everyone listening to us and watching us knows that cares about is one thing: another ring.
Wait, no, that's not true. Because David loves Ken Waldichuk.
Listen.
He wants to give him a hug, and he wants to hold on to him forever.
Well, right. Dave, what has he done? What has he done? What has he done for us?
Oh my God!
Season?
So I can't have a favorite prospect that I wanted to see actually play for our team and not play and have success somewhere else. I'm wrong for that.
Yes,
that's wrong.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Come on, give me a break.
I'm sorry, Dave. I know who you are now. I know who you are. I
swear to God, every single one of you, if Anthony Volpe and Jason Dominguez were traded tomorrow, all 4 of you, Mark, Danny, and Paul, would be crying about it tomorrow morning.
Well, who we traded for Soto, I'm good with it.
Yeah. If Soto's coming here, we got a different conversation.
Exactly.
If they're going for a bag of peanuts or whatever like that, then you're right.
Dave, I understand. You were the child who didn't like to share your toys with anybody. I get it. Me, I didn't mind it. You wanted to borrow, you wanted to play with a G.I. Joe or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I wanted to watch
Go for it.
I
don't
pitches
care.
Down the Boston Red Sox's throat someday.
Well, guess what?
Probably by next year.
He's not going to.
Yeah, I know.
But we do have a pitcher that's
he's going to go to Oakland. He's going to win a Cy Young Award. Watch.
But we have someone who's going to do it right now. So that's all that matters.
You don't know that? Montas could throw his shoulder out and be done for the 2 years plus that we got him.
Wow. Everybody, we're not going to change his name from Dave to Negative Nancy.
Oh, boy.
Because, brother, calm down. Like, look positive. It's all trades are this time of year. It's all about looking at the positive. Who cares? We get rid of the trash. We got rid of the trash. if it all comes down at the end of the year that we won it,
Some of these
You're
guys
gonna
weren't
change your
trash.
tone.
I'm just saying.
Alex, hold on. Wait.
These
You're saying-
guys that they traded were not trash.
I'm not saying they're trash, but
I was gonna
it's
elaborate on
just
that.
it's just the saying. That's all it is.
Yeah.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah. After tomorrow, we probably get rid of our trash when we get rid of Joey Gallo.
Yay!
That's where you get your trash. Other than that,
I don't want to do an emergency podcast just for Joey Gallo. He's not worth it. Okay.
No, that'll be a regularly scheduled program right there.
All I'm saying is he was my guy. He was my prospect that I wanted to see flourish here. It's not going to happen. Fine, whatever. But I'm not wrong for wanting someone to be successful for our team.
How many
I'm not going to apologize for this.
How many prospects do you have in your bag? That's my prospect. That's my prospect.
He was the only one. He was the only one. He was the only one I really gave a damn about.
No, I'll give Dave the credit. Because he's been riding the horse. That
Him and Peraza were the only two I legitimately really care about.
There we go. I knew it was more than one. I knew it.
Yeah, but Dave's been. I'll say one thing, man. If everyone's listened, Dave's been on the kick of he wanted Waldichuk in the majors now. Damn the torpedoes. He wanted him on the 40-man roster from that. From
you know what, Dave?
2 months ago.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't even say his name, so I'm actually happy. I didn't want to have to deal with name like Waldo. I'm sorry.
Waldo.
I'm
that
sorry.
was my nickname for him, Waldo.
And you know what? Where's Waldo now?
In Oakland.
Exactly.
AAA in Las Vegas. Actually, no, he's not in Oakland.
Las Vegas Aviators.
Yeah, he's in AAA. He's not in Oakland.
He's in Vegas right now gambling.
Tomorrow might be another story. Him and Sears.
I hope they all do well.
I do, but you know what? What do we get? But with Oakland, with the trade with Oakland, what did we give up? We gave up Sears, which is a back end of the rotation guy.
Sears, Waldichuk.
No. What I'm saying,
Bowman.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this. So Sears is a back end of the rotation type of guy. Waldichuk at best is going to be mid rotation, right?
I'd say maybe a 2.
But that's the high end. But really, could sit in the middle, right? Tell me if I'm right or wrong, Paul.
No, you're good. 3, 2.
Then you got Medina is really the biggest wild card. He could be your top of the rotation.
You watch.
He's going to be the closer in 3
or he
years.
could just flame or he could flame out. I mean, there's so much boom and bust with him, and then Cooper Bowman, whatever, man. That's the throw in. He hitting middle infield. Yeah.
Theoretically, if you really think about it, Oakland's top 3 pitchers could be Blackburn, Waldichuk, and Sears. 1, 2, and 3.
What about Caprillion?
Well, Caprillion could be either you could go Caprillion 3 and Sears 4, or vice versa.
Well, it doesn't matter. In 3 years, they're going to sell them all off anyway.
Who knows what they do? I mean, I don't know that whole Moneyball situation.
Hey, Dave, think about it. Think about it, Dave. We traded him in about 3-4 years. We get him back. How about that? Would you be happy then?
We said this before Alex got on. We all said that too.
Same thing.
Would that make you happier? Would that make you happier about in 4 years we get him back with experience, major league experience, and everything like that? Would that make you happy? That pause says no. I'm sorry.
Nah, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait till after next year when Luis Castillo's available.
No, just wait until someone gets traded that you guys care about. I'm gonna be very unforgiving. I'm gonna remember this. Don't worry.
Yo, bro.
You're talking about the guy.
I don't care.
Yo,
Alex, you know you don't. You're like the anti-emotion of this podcast anyway. Your bedside manner is horrible.
It's not even anti-emotion. I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. It's like I don't care about prospects. They haven't done. All prospects are to me is like going to Vegas. That's your money. That's all it is. They're my chips. Am I gonna gamble my chips? Yes, I'm gonna gamble. Dude, now if they're gonna win and they bring something back to me, awesome. But guess what? If the house took it, the house took it. I'm not gonna cry about the house winning. The house is made to win, and that's what happens right now.
We'll be okay.
Just remember the same, man.
I'm not saying that like this is the end of the world and the sky is falling. You guys are making it sound like that. I'm just a little upset. I have mixed emotions about this. We traded for a starting pitcher that has injury problems. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Alex, can you get him the Drake song "In His Feelings" or something like that?
Oh my god!
As long as you get 28, you get over it, okay, David?
Huh?
When we get 28,
that is about the only thing that will bring my forgiveness.
All right.
So.
Dave. I'm sorry.
Apparently, according to
sorry.
Danny, I'm going to have no right celebrating that, apparently. So, whatever.
Dave, I would like to apologize. the way the gentlemen in the crew have informed me when I logged on, it sounded like you were crying over in the corner.
I was
really
not crying in the
It-
corner, dude.
I'm sorry. You what? I thought you had a handle in your hand right now, and you were like halfway in your handle.
Dude, nothing, nada.
No, he went. No, he had 4 fingers earlier for Wall to chuckle.
Oh my God.
You know what? I think we should put that photo that you gave us on Instagram so the viewers see exactly how sad you were.
Oh man.
So what do we think happens tomorrow? We think the Red Sox are sellers tomorrow? You think Devers and Bogarts go bye-bye tomorrow?
I'll tell you one thing. That was the weirdest stuff
I
that
don't
they're doing
think
today.
so,
They're buying and then selling at the same time.
But it
I just
made
don't-
some
Who did they buy?
because they
Reese
got
McGuire.
Reese McGuire, and they
Tommy Pham.
some player to be named later, I think it was, and then they traded that Vasquez, and they got decent prospects from Houston. That was no joke. One of the prospects they got is really good, so that was actually no joke. And then they brought in Tommy Pham for a player to be named later. So it's like, are they buying? Are they selling? Because you obviously got worse once you traded away Vasquez and picked up Reese McGuire. But then you got Tommy Pham, which is still an upgrade over some of the players on the roster. So it's kind of weird.
It's like
This
they're
is-
selling and preparing for next year at the same time. Almost.
Right, preparing for like 2 years from now when those prospects will be ready at the same time. It's like, and that goes to what we talked about with Trey Mancini. Like Baltimore, man, you just gave up your chance.
Yeah, that
Like-
one really.
A run. I have a couple Baltimore Orioles fans, and they're like really pissed off at this. Like I'm friends with these guys, like we're really close, and they're really kind of pissed off because, yeah, they might not make it, but they want to make them make a run.
So
You gutted the heart on that team.
yeah.
Yeah,
Trey Mancini's
literally.
the guy that's getting Tommy John surgery tomorrow, because that's what they got for him. Another prospect,
Oh.
and the guy that's getting Tommy John surgery tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
But he's
got-
supposed to be a stud. That guy's supposed to be a stud, though. The prospect they got.
But they
but the
won
thing
now,
with-
of course, but not one in decades.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand the sentimental value of bringing a guy like Trey Mancini out of that clubhouse, but at the same time, he was not going to lead them to a wild card victory. It just wasn't happening.
That's going
So
to
I
be
think-
Rushman's team now.
Yeah, I just don't see. I think it was a good move by Baltimore, and what Boston is doing is very 2016 of us because we're selling off, but we still got Tyler Clippard back. Remember, I think when we sold off Chappie and
Andrew
the other
Miller.
lefty, Andrew Miller,
Right.
and then we got Clippard back, and we brought Gary up, and all those things kind of made 2017 the year of magic. But I don't see Trey Mancini pushing the needle for Baltimore. I understand, but I do understand why the fans would be upset with that. I understand why the clubhouse would be upset with it because he is the heart and soul of that organization. He's the longest tenured dude there. He's their dude, but
Listen,
they're gonna sign him.
a piece of me just wanted to see Boston stay in last place all year too. So
They
that was,
probably
I'm seeing a
will.
tailspin though. Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
another
but-
piece of me. And getting rid of
but
Trey Mancini, they could fall a little bit.
And there's still a chance that they could still finish in last place because all
Yeah.
reports are that JD Martinez it might be going to the Mets.
And then you got Nathan Eovaldi, who's a free agent after the season. They might trade him off. And then you got the whole Devers and Bogart situation.
Yeah, but no,
So-
we're talking this year right now, Dave. But this year right now, if JD Martinez gets traded, they're going to tailspin some more. Then go into your point. Yeah, Eovaldi's gone. Xander Bogaerts is opting out of that contract.
Sale, even though that's not really a big
Sale-
loss
Sale
considering
hasn't he hasn't been there for 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that.
You know,
Two and a
like that's a,
half. But
what is it? He went down. Yeah, he got the Tommy John surgery the same time that Sevy got it. Then he was out with the 2020. 2000, he's been just racking up the injuries. That was a heck of a thing. Noise right there.
yeah, what was that?
Oh, it's the ghost in your house.
And it's the dog.
It's the ghost of Ken
Scary
Waldichuk.
things.
But yeah, no. I mean, Chris Sale, you can't trust him.
Dave,
Back.
save me.
Bring me back.
Oh my god. It's the ghost of Brett Gardner.
Oh, He's banging a roof somewhere right now, wishing he's playing.
Yeah, for real.
He's banging a roof somewhere saying, "Why is Gallo there and not me?"
I was about
Yeah.
to say that.
Dude,
Like, you gotta
dude,
be
I saw it all over
Gallo,
Twitter, right?
I
I
mean,
saw it all over Twitter yesterday. Oh, hopefully Gallo gets DFA'd and they bring back Brett Gardner. I'm just like,
Wow.
yeah, but at least
please just stop with
everyone
this.
loved him in the clubhouse.
I'm like, please just stop with this. He's not coming back.
That's called Yankee Twitter still loving their old toys, not realizing their old toys
let him go.
out of date.
Last year, watching him play was painful. He probably shouldn't even have played last year.
Last year, COVID year was painful to see him play.
But is it more painful than Joey Gallo?
His last good year was probably 2019.
Danny, you're correct. It's not as painful as Gallo.
It's not. It really isn't. It really isn't. Like Gallo is way more painful.
At least Brett would make adjustments, not stare at his back going, I don't know how I missed this.
Forget that part. At least Brett will go into the dugout and actually
then
hype
sit
up
there
the
like-
team.
Yes.
Hype up the team.
Good clubhouse guy. Yes.
Compared to Joey Gallo doing this. Hat off and all.
Bro, all over Facebook last night was like, stop being mean to Gallo. It's like, I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for someone that's not willing to make adjustments at the plate and be successful. I'm over it. Goodbye.
Okay, and this is a preview, everybody, for Thursday's episode.
I do think
when Joey Gallo is gone.
I do think Gallo can have success somewhere else. I think New York might be a little bit big for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Send him to
had a
Milwaukee.
few good seasons in Texas. No doubt about it. And
Ladies and gentlemen, this is now 5 weeks of the Joe Gallo bashing train.
Technically, this is part 1 of 1 week.
Don't worry. Hey, hopefully it all ends tomorrow, and then we can still talk about it on Thursday.
And then the horse is over until he does good, and then Dave is like, "Oh no, he did good someplace. Oh no, why couldn't he do that here?"
It always happens like that, though. Look at AJ Burnett when he left and he went to Philly and Pittsburgh. Same thing.
Look at Sonny.
Sonny. Well, we can all thank Larry Rothschild for ruining that guy.
Gosh. If Sonny Gray, I think we all spoke about this already, but if Sonny Gray was a Yankee with Matt Blake, he would be a stud.
Agreed.
If they were to trade for Sonny Gray tomorrow, I'd be like, meh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
But will it happen? No, because the Twins are in a playoff position. So
No, I think. Well, also I think Brian. I think they all learned their lesson from when they had Javi Vasquez to bring him back from a second go around.
That was terrible.
Who's the pitching coach then when they brought Vasquez back for the second time? Was it Dave Island?
It might have been.
Was it
before
Gator?
Dave Island? It might have been Gator.
It was either Guidry or Dave Island.
Might have been Gator on that one.
I think it was Gator because it was like 04, 05.
Oh,
That was
the first time around.
Yeah. That was his first
I think
time.
it was
Also-
06 or 07, somewhere in there.
So it wasn't Gator. Who was between Gator and Dave Island?
I think it was Gator 2 Island.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
Mel
Gator.
Stottlemyre was done when Torrey was done, and that was 2007.
No, Mel Stottlemyre was gone way before then. Because Gator was.
Guidry was Joe Torre's last pitching coach.
Yeah,
Then
because
it was
he had
Dave
John
Island
Mattingly
for
there
a couple
too.
of years, and then it was Larry Rothschild,
Mm-hmm.
and then Blake. Then Blake.
Ah, yes, Yankees pitching coach history. I love it. Nothing like it.
Well, I mean, we were all spoiled our childhood with the same guy for almost 20 years. So with Mel,
Mel was great.
2010 was his return. 2010. So it was Rothschild.
So it was Dave Island.
Oh, Dave Island, for a year, and then Rothschild. Yeah.
All right.
So I think that about covers it today. We don't want to go on for too much before Thursday. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Tuning into the Gang Up on Me over Ken Waldachuk. Just kidding.
We're gonna get you a teddy bear. We're gonna get you a teddy bear.
Oh my God.
Hold tight.
Oh, a Build-A-Bear. Who knows? Maybe by Thursday they'll be our new sponsor, so we could do it. So like Dave's Build-A-Bear.
See, marketing. I like it.
You can call it Waldo also.
Yeah.
We call it Waldo, and it looks like Dave.
So
Penny
thanks
Waldo.
everybody following us here on 5 Reasons Sports Network on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Podcast Republic, Podcast Addicts, Anchor, Castbox, wherever you get your podcasts. Drop us a 5-star review. We'd much appreciate that. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram. Go to our link tree. It's got our sponsors: Hilton, Southwest Airlines, Lids, and Walmart. So back to school shopping. Be sure to check out Walmart online. Go to the link in our link tree. You can shop online, do all your ordering from the house, pick it up at the store, have it shipped to you, so you don't have to deal with the craziness that goes on with back to school shopping in person. So for Mark, Danny, Alex, and Paul, we'll see you Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.
Go Yankees.